Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Fredrick, Colorado. My name's Taylor, so if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can reach out to me to my contact information right here, which is 970-388-7937. But today we're going to specifically be going over our 2025 Winnebago EKKO. This is the 22A. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, it's one of my favorite personal favorite products. It's on the Ford Transit chassis. It is all-wheel drive, and it's fully insulated, so what a great time of year to kind of be going and checking this one out because it's great for skiing, snowboarding, all of those winter adventures. So let's go ahead and get on into it. All right, sliding on over here, we have our blacked out rims with our hand-cooked tires. Up above here, we have the big truck mirror, so you don't have to worry about not seeing any blind spots, and then having that blinker inside as well to kind of give everyone a notice when you are going to be getting over into a different lane. We just have our Transit little emblem here. It is on that 350 HD EcoBoost all-wheel drive. So you guys are familiar with the Ford, very reliable. It does have some pickup, which I honestly love. So when you're trying to get up and go, it definitely moves for you. So if you guys are interested in coming out and taking a test drive, just trying to see what this is all about, I'd be happy to set that up with you guys as well. All right, we're gonna take a bigger glimpse of the whole shell here. Starting from the top, we have that custom roof rack, which is an option to go ahead and get unless you want to get the pop top. So another cool thing about not getting the pop top, as you can see right next to it, you're gonna have two big solar panels up there that are above the roof. So that's another thing that's great with snow. It kind of helps it melt off a lot faster since it isn't right directly on top of that roof. And then directly below that, we have our Carefree awning with, of course, that LED strip for lighting inside so you can really light up that campground. As we work our way down here, we have our nice dual pane windows. I love having these windows just because they're nice and tinted, so that's gonna help with the R value, getting any heat, and of course helping with insulation as well. But not only that, they kind of prop open in 3 different levels, which is awesome just because you can kind of bring the outdoors inside. And then you do have that nice little bug screen as well as a blackout screen, so if you're someone that enjoys having it completely blacked out on the inside or you want to take a nap, you have the option of completely blacking everything out in the front, as well as the cockpit up there, which we'll get into once we get inside. All right, this is one of the bigger storage compartments, but as you can see, it is taking up the space just because we did do an upgrade here with our outdoor kitchen area. So this is another upgrade, and it's something because of the weight capacities. If you do want this, it kind of opts you out of getting that pop top. So I'm going to try to talk about all the different upgrades today. So if you don't want a pop top or you don't need the extra sleeping space, this is something that's pretty awesome that you can get. There we go. Kind of fully set it up for you so you can kind of get the concept here. So we have our 2 propane burners, so a nice little barbecue. You don't have to worry about bringing your own. And then just having some extra fridge space. So right over here, you can go ahead and turn it on and set the temperature. So you can make it a freezer or a fridge, completely up to you. Kind of nice to have some maybe steaks or something that kind of fills up that freezer space on the inside. You can have some extra in here, or just kind of having this dedicated for, you know, sodas and drinks and all that kind of stuff. But we love having extra, whoops, there we go, extra fridge space, especially for those longer endeavors, so you don't have to make any pit stops. Sorry, one of the latches is sticking my hand through a little hole. All right, and then this right over here, as you can see, sorry, I should have explained it while I had it out, but that little plastic thing pops out into a sink. And then you do have your little water line right here, which is also can dual as an outdoor shower, as you can see right here. So you have your cold and hot water line right next to it. So you can go ahead and rinse off the chicken, do whatever you need to do, prep out all the meats before you throw it on the grill here. There we go. And then once you're ready, just pull those yellow levers away from you, and then you can push it right in. All right, sliding on over here, we just have some outdoor charging. So if you wanted to put any radios or do an outdoor television, you have the option of doing so. Our EKKO, so this one is the graphic delete, so it doesn't have any decals. It's just going to be that single layer body paint here. And then you get to pick out of 2 different colors to have 1K, and so it's either a burnt orange, I call it. Winnebago calls it something else. I'm sorry, they're always changing the names. And then kind of more of like a green here, but that's kind of the 2 options you have picking colors. Sliding over here, of course, another thing I absolutely love is just the 2 propane tanks, because it's the same as a barbecue, so you can go ahead and easily take them out and pop them back in. You don't have to take the EKKO with you to go ahead and fill it up with propane. And I mean, it's kind of nice to always have a spare propane tank when you already have one at home. If you're getting low, you don't have to fill it up, you can just take it from the EKKO. But just nice little things that they do here to make it a little bit more convenient for you. And then directly above here, we have our Truma AquaGo. And then of course, sorry, bouncing around here, I just forgot to point out that spigot. So if you don't get the option of that outdoor kitchen, it does have a nice little pre-plumb for you to go ahead and hook up a barbecue that you can take on the go. All right, sliding on over to what makes the EKKO so popular is going to be the big garage space. It's not only a garage space, but it's completely insulated and heated. So during those ski trips, snowboarding trips, all the kind of stuff for those winter activities, you can go ahead and keep all your gear nice and warm. So the jackets and, you know, just all the stuff you need to put on to keep warm. You don't have to put it on while it's freezing. So you can kind of keep it nice and warm back here. And then you have this molly board here to kind of tie down any hiking gear, again, kind of get creative, but I love that they have that as well. Down below here is just that blind spot monitoring system. That's just one of your sensors, and it goes along all the way back here to that back bumper. Since we are talking about the bumper, I'll go ahead and start from the bottom and work our way up again. But we do have our hitch here with a 5,000 pound towing capacity and the 500 vertical weight here for towing. So if you wanted to tow any bikes or put on another hitch here, kind of bike mount, all that kind of stuff, you can do that. Otherwise, of course, you can go ahead and put it in your garage area. This is one of my favorite entrances just because it's a lot wider. So some people kind of have a little bit wider handlebars on their bikes. You can kind of angle it in here to kind of get it in a little bit more gracefully. And you don't have to really fight that door in the wind. Since this is on a nice hinge here, it keeps it nice and propped open for you. All right, sliding up here, we do have the EKKO again, nice and displayed. This little connector is for another option that you can go ahead and opt into, which is going to be our awning here. It's called I'm just gonna spell it because I always say it wrong. It's the Alu-Cab. Nice little awning over here. So if you guys wanted to get some pictures of it looking down with both awnings out, you kind of almost have 360 coverage, which is awesome. I can go ahead and email those pictures to you. It's kind of nice for going out in the middle of nowhere and getting as much shade as you want, especially since you don't want to park underneath a tree because you want those solar panels to get as much sun as possible. Then you kind of have many options to go ahead and shade that area. Up there, you have your backup camera, and then directly atop of that, you have your AC. And then you just have that third door here for some more storage. All right. We have a nice little outdoor light here for our wet bay. As you can see, everything is color coded as far as these, and then you have a nice little picture as well as, written out descriptions on how it should be for, hooking up to city water, dry camping, all that kind of stuff. You do have your gravity fill there, and directly below that you have your gray waste tank drain. You do have 50 gallons of fresh water, 51 gallons of gray, and then the cassette, because there is no black tank, you have a 5-gallon cassette toilet, which I'll show you in a moment here. Here is your 30 amp shore power cord plug-in. You have the GLN, will glow green just to let you know it has a healthy charge. And then you have your exterior solar port here. So you wanted to add some extra solar, you can go ahead and do so. Sliding on over, we'll go ahead and start with our cassette toilet. As you can see, this is fully insulated as well. You pull it out. Nice little black tank there for you. Then you can go ahead and hook up a slinky, or you can go ahead and just dump it straight from this nozzle. You don't need to hook it up, but it's kind of nice being able to dump it straight into a porta potty or even a toilet. You don't have to find a dump station. All right over here, I'm just gonna open both of these. This one does have the generator So you have the Onan 2800i EVAP generator, and then you have one of your big lithium-ion batteries. Another option for the EKKO is you could do a battery pack upgrade, which is going to give you the huge one single cell lithium-ion battery here. But it still does give you a space here if you wanted to add another lithium battery later on. You have the option to do so. It just, you can't do it from the factory. It's kind of an either-or situation. All right. Just give you a brief overview of the cab here. If you're familiar with Ford, you kind of have the cloth seats. Everything is manual. For the recline and retract for your seat as well. They do swivel, and then you come with a little booster seat to kind of help level you out, to kind of make it a little bit more comfortable. Sorry, these gloves are really throwing me off today. And then you have your, this is a gas coach, so you have your gas fuel here. And then we'll go ahead and pop the hood so we can kind of look at the chassis here. I always double check to make sure I know where the latch is, and I forgot to double check this time, so my apologies. I have it, but there we go. Alrighty, we'll just go ahead and hook it in here. All right, so it's pretty low to the ground. You can access it within a hand's reach. You don't need to kind of jump up on top of it like the Mercedes. The chassis sits a little higher, and you get about 2 more inches of ground clearance. So this one's a little easier to kind of access everything as far as your windshield wiper fluid. You can go ahead and check the dipstick for your oil, and then your coolant and all that kind of stuff. The oil dipstick's gonna be right back here. But everything's super accessible. Again, this is on that Ford all-wheel drive Transit chassis. It's a 3.5 EcoBoost V6 gas engine, 10-speed automatic, and it has the Selectshift transmission, and you do have the 4-wheel anti-lock disc brakes on it as well. Alrighty, that's gonna wrap it up on the outside. I do have the heater on, so we're just gonna jump inside here and get a little warm. But before we go in, just wanted to point out this door. It does already kind of have a plastic pet guard in it already. And then you do have the option of locking both of these, so you can keep that door open and kind of give your pets, or even just let in some nice cool air so it doesn't get too hot in here. Go ahead and turn on all the lights here all around. And then we will start from the back. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start back here. Another fan favorite of the EKKO, the bed sits a little bit higher up just because we're right underneath our garage area here. But you have 2 twin beds that do convert into a full here. And then you have this little piece that just folds over where my legs are. But as you can see, it's nice and plastic with some cup holders. So if you do want to just come back here and lounge, you have the option of kind of plugging in a TV back here as well. But you got your night lights, 2 big windows to kind of open up and get some nice pass-through breeze. One is going to dual as that emergency exit. And then you just have the storage up above here. I'm not going to grab that side. But then you do have the AC here. I know if you guys are on the kind of the Facebook group for the EKKOs, a lot of people are saying that this is a little loud. But I mean, given that it is in the bedroom, I would much rather hear the sound and be cool, because I hate sleeping really hot. So it's kind of up to your preference. If that's something else that you guys are wanting to come and witness for yourself, you can come here. Transwest will pop on the AC. You can lay back here and really test out that sound to see if it is something that would bother you. But I have had a few customers come in kind of saying that, so I've turned it on for them, and you know, then they make that choice instead of going off and just immediately taking what other people say. But just wanted to throw that out there for you guys. And then as far as the bed, you do have, they make it there at Winnebago. So it's supposed to help keep, you know, regulate heat for you. So if you're really hot, it's supposed to be a little bit more cooling. And if you're during the colder months, it's supposed to help keep you warm. And then you do have some extra support underneath as well. You're gonna have a drawer on either side, as well as a little hanging rod here for some extra storage. And then another cool thing about these beds, it is on a hinge as well. The cushions kind of get in the way from the window, but you can go ahead and put this up here and kind of grab things or load it up a little easier. And then you do have a huge hole back there, and the only place to access it is when you lift up the bed. So I just always like pointing that out because it's kind of nice to have some hidden storage. All right, and before we get out of here, I just wanted to demonstrate these windows for you. So right now, you can completely open it, but you do have another way where you can lock it and keep it cracked. So kind of letting in all the breeze as possible. You kind of let it in through here, and it'll keep it nice and locked so you don't have to worry about anybody getting in. But you do have 3 little clicks here. This is as high as it can go. And then you have a medium one here, and then one that's a little lower, which will be about here. I was gonna say this is gonna be the first time that I actually do it without fighting with it. So it takes some practice, but bug screen here, which is also like a nice little shade. And then you have your blackout. Perfect. And they do clamp shut. So if you want a little half and half, you can do that as well. I like these shades just because they're not as rattly. So that's just kind of something to think about too, which you can kind of test out yourself if you wanted to come and test drive again. But that kind of wraps up the bedroom area. And now we'll go ahead and work our way to the bathroom. But before we get into that, I just wanted to point out this is where our Truma controller is, so we can set our heat, which I did earlier. And we have the heat on right now, which is very quiet. You can't hear that at all. Honestly, the only thing I can kind of hear at the moment is our generator. And then you do have here for your AC where you can kind of turn that on, set the fans and the temperature for that AC. These are just our light switches. One is going to be for that bathroom, so let's go ahead and turn that on. Perfect. All right, so I just want to give you an overview, and then I'll kind of hop in there so you can kind of see as far as space-wise. I love how they have this folding door. You have that window and your toilet, which you can kind of angle it to your liking to make yourself nice and comfortable. And then you have that cabinet up above there to kind of store any bathroom necessities. Once you go ahead and open this, you do have, I wanted to point this out because some people when they come, they're like, whoa, it's like closing in on me. You do have a nice little button here. So you can latch that so it's not closing in on you when you're not on level ground. Just like that. And then you have 2 hooks to kind of put your towels. But I love how that completely closes off the toilet, so you don't have to worry about drying off the toilet after you shower every time, or drying out your sink, kind of water getting everywhere. In addition to that, you do have this nice little curtain so you can go ahead and protect your door. But yeah, then the shower head does come off, so if you kind of just want to come in, rinse off your feet, you have the option of doing so as well. But the main thing that everybody loves, besides the swinging door, is also just having a window in there to kind of help you when you feel a little bit more claustrophobic or it is really hot. Then you can go ahead and open up that window to get some air in there. All right, go ahead and turn those lights off. I'll slide down here, and then we'll flip to the other side once we get the driver's side done. But we do have a nice little storage area here with the interchangeable shelves. Our Flying W, which some people use as a nice little hook too to hang things. And then we have our 2 seats here that are three-way seat belts, which are awesome, and you do have an armrest on one of the sides. We have another window, and then we have our table that does fold down, and then some more storage up above. Here's this curtain here, so we can go ahead and throw that directly over the windows. So if it is a hot summer day, or even it's a nice day, but you just want to use this to kind of get the sunlight out, but it's not too hot or too cold, this is what I recommend using because it's not the insulated one. But if it is really hot or cold, then you can use the insulation barrier here that buttons up and completely closes off the cockpit here. Keep in mind you can have these chairs swiveled and kind of still keep everything enclosed, so you can keep all the warmth or the cool inside of the coach. You don't have to lose any of that from the windows. This TV is what we call another upgrade. It's our entertainment upgrade. So you get a TV as well as a speaker here for, well, a sound bar, and then more storage directly below that. And then we just have our nice little LED strip here to really brighten up this area. And then you get your little Sony Blu-ray with that entertainment system as well. Sliding over here, this is just for that light switch. We got some more charging. And then you have a nice little table here. So when this chair is swiveled, you can comfortably seat 4 people on the inside so they can go ahead and eat, you know, breakfast, lunch, or dinner all together on the inside if the weather is a little not as appealing outside. Alrighty. One thing I skipped when we first walked in, now that we're on that passenger side, we have our Zan tracks. We can go ahead and turn that on and off here. And then we have our solar charger, and it shows our battery charge right now. So we do have that generator running to keep in mind, but we're at a 13.5 volts. Down below here, sorry, it kind of dimmed. We have our coach battery, our tank levels, our generator. That's how we will start and stop it, as you can see. And then we'll go ahead and go back here, and that's where we can turn on our water pump. As we work our way down here, we have the switches right here for our awning, and then the awning light. And then we have our step. So this is if you want to open the door and then have the steps come out, you'll keep it like this. If you want to turn that off, or you just have them completely stowed and tucked and out and ready, camp ready, then we'll go ahead and put it that way. This is our coach battery disconnect. So whenever you go and store it, or you just don't want any trickle charge going on, you'll just go ahead and turn that off. And then we just have all of our light switches here. This is the kind of that undermount light, which is nice to kind of get it, you know, not as bright, but you still have some type of light underneath. And now we're here in our kitchen area. We have our big kitchen window so we can kind of see everything that's going on. And then we have our Suburban 2-burner. They're both the same size. Cooktop here. And then our sink. Perfect. And directly above that, we have our gray stone microwave. Along with some extra storage here. And now, since we're talking about storage, I'm just going to go ahead and open up these drawers that we have as well, directly underneath the sink, and then underneath our cooktop for all of the storage. Some people are kind of curious to what this is. This is just for heat. So you'll have all your hot air come below, since heat rises, to kind of help get a nice comfortable temperature when you have that heater on. And then you have a total of 4 charging outlets here in the kitchen area. All right, and we're gonna close this off with our fridge here. You can go, it's a Nor cold fridge. You can go ahead and set the temperatures up top. As you can see, it's a decent sized fridge, but the freezer is a little, you know, it is decent size for it being a Class C, but that's kind of why I liked having that outdoor kitchen area upgrade, because then you can get some more freezer space as well as fridge space for those longer adventures. And directly below here, we just have our breakers and our fuses. You just got to take off that panel, but you do have that here. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and jump in front of the cockpit here, and I'll turn on the chassis so we can kind of see some of the dash. And then we'll end off there. All right. All right, so we do have a push start. It's just letting me know my hood is popped. All right. So this is a new coach, but it is driven from Winnebago's factory. So today we have 812 miles. We have all of our configurations on the steering wheel, so we can answer the phone, we can control everything over here on this side. And then of course we have our big touchscreen over here where we can connect to Sirius, add our phone, sync navigation, sound, go over some vehicle configurations, change our clock. And sorry, there's a little sticker here that we don't take off until, you know, it has been purchased, but makes it look nice, new and crisp. And then we do just have some controllers down here for a defrost, our volume configuration down here, and then we have some charging. We got our cup holders and then the keys. Down below here is going to be our parking brake. You just want to make sure your parking brake is down, because if you're trying to swivel it, it'll definitely get in the way. And then you have your nice little glove box over here, as well as more storage up atop here. And quite a few cup holders, I would have to say. You have one up top there, one directly below here, and then another one down there. So a total of 3 cup holders on either side, not including these. So you'll definitely have enough space for the coffee, the water, and all the things that you need when you're taking long drives. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for our 2025 Winnebago Revel. I'm sorry, geez, Winnebago EKKO, my apologies. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, I can help you guys down here with my information, which is 970-388-7937. But yeah, if you guys want any brochures, come out for a test drive, or any other questions or concerns, I'd be happy to help you out. So give me a call. Have a great day.